Hey, it's Love again, here to talk to you about host coaching. Well, let's see. Now you have your shows booked, so what do you do next? You need to partner with your host and host coach your host to have a great show. Think about it as if you were going on a trip. You get in your car, you have no map, you have no directions, you don't have a navigation system or anything plugged into your navigation system to know where to go. Host coaching and expecting your host to have a great show is very similar to that. If you don't give your host good directions, then how are they going to know how to have a good show? And you want your host to have a good show so they're excited about the results and so that you're excited about the results. So let's see how to do that. First of all, host coaching, I want you to think about it like arriving at your show to pick up your check. Everything that you do prior to the show is going to determine the results of the show. So how you work with your host and what you and your host have done prior to that night determines who shows up, how many guests you have there, and how the show goes. So you're really earning your commission check through host coaching, and you arrive at the show that night to pick it up. So think about this. Host coaching can fix all of these things in your business. Low show attendance at your show, low sales, cancellations or host rescheduling, not getting enough bookings on your calendar, or not getting recruit leads from your show. Host coaching can fix all of those things and give you completely different results. So let's talk about how to do that. First of all, it starts at the show. When you schedule a show with your host or over the phone, once they have their host packet, you want to touch base with them, but if they're right there at the show, I actually have them turn to page 5 in their catalog. Just have them turn there and it shows our host coaching program. And I go ahead and write their name on the outside of their catalog with a permanent marker at the show. And I say, Susie, this is your catalog to take home, and I want you to go through here and make a huge wish list of all the things that you want to get from your show. But when I call you tomorrow, I need you to have at least 10 items that you know you really want to put in your kitchen through your show, so I know how to best help you. And then if you look right here on page 5, you can see our host coaching chart, and I say having a $1,000 show with Pampered Chef is easier than you may think. Right here, you can see at the $1,000 show level, how much free stuff are you going to get? And usually they look there and say, $215 free. And I say, well, I want to help you get the most stuff that you can get for free. So the very first step is just to make a huge guest list. And you really want to over-invite. So go ahead and go home and pick out all the things you want out of the catalog, and I'll be giving you a call tomorrow. And I'll let hosts know that about 11 to 13 orders on average makes a $500 show. It's going to earn them $90 free, and about 18 to 25 orders on average is going to make a $1,000 show to get them over $215 in free product. So this includes everyone that comes to your show that orders and outside orders that you get before and after the show. Those all count towards your show. So I want you to check online and show you where some of the tools are that we're fixing to show you for host coaching. So go to the Getting Started Resource Center. We were there earlier. And at the Getting Started Resource Center, you want to go to the second section here. We had already looked at the checklist. Now you want to go to the cooking show checklist. Go to View Resources again over there to the right. It gives you the drop-down menu of all of the support that you need for your host coaching. Your cooking show quick guide, you want to open this up and print it out. And that's actually going to give you a guide to help you prepare for your show, work with your host, and things to do at your show. So go ahead and print that out and have that handy. You also want to look at the host coaching checklist. Now there's 2 host coaching forms here. The host coaching checklist, let's go ahead and open this so you can see what this looks like. This is a 2-page document for you to work with your host. And on the host coaching checklist, this actually gives you the things you're going to say on the phone calls we're going to talk to you about and the words to say. And this is a 2-page checklist. So this is the form that you want to fill out and put in your Power Hour binder behind your host tab. After you get more comfortable with doing your host coaching, you can go to the host information form, which is a 1-page document. It's just a shorter form and doesn't have all the word choices on it. So this is your resource to get started with your host coaching. And now we're going to talk about how to do your phone calls. Another great resource for host coaching you'll actually find in your Getting Started workbook on page 14 and 15. And here it gives you a little bit about the host coaching call system we're going to share with you. And call 1, 2, and 3 are found right here on page 15. And this is what you're going to use the host coaching checklist for to do your calls. But first of all, as soon as you book the show, you want to get in the habit of doing a 24-hour thank you call. You want to call the very next day, whether you booked the show at the show or this was a call that you made by calling your list of your Frank's list and an outside booking. You just want to call and leave a message and say, "Hi Susie, this is Love with the Pampered Chef. I just wanted to call and thank you so much for scheduling a show with me. I put your host packet in the mail as promised. I'll be giving you a call in a few days to go over that." Just leave them a nice upbeat message and thank them so much for scheduling on your show. I also put a little note card in the mail and say, "Thank you so much for scheduling the show with me. I am so excited about our show." And I just dropped that in the mail the next day. Just a little note card or a postcard. Now, the next is the 3-call system with Pampered Chef. And these are 3 phone calls that you want to make to your host, 3 contacts you want to have with your host, and your host information sheet walks you right through those calls. So I have Courtney with me here today, and we're actually going to go through call 1 with you. Hey, Courtney.
Okay, so we're going off of the host coaching checklist that Love provided for us. And so Love is going to be my practice host, and I'm going to be the consultant here. And so I'm going to actually get the camera to come over here so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. And we'll prop it up so y'all can see it really nice. Okay, so you want to hold that for me, Love? All right, so I'm going to give Love a call, and this is actually the second call that we're doing here after we do the thank you call after they've received their host packet. So ring ring, I'm calling Love. Hey Love, this is Courtney with Pampered Chef. Do you have a minute?
Sure.
Okay, great. Well, I just wanted to call and thank you so much for scheduling your Pampered Chef party with me. We're going to have such a great time. I can't wait for our party. So I have you down for October 13th. That's still good for you, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, great. Well, Love, I really want to help you have a very successful show and get everything on your wish list. But tell me real quick, what was it that made you decide that you wanted to host a party today?
Oh my gosh, Courtney, I want to get that deep covered baker for free.
All right, deep covered baker. That's our #1 host item to get for free, and I can definitely help you get that. I'm so excited for you. What did you like about the deep covered baker?
How fast you could cook dinner.
Isn't that amazing? Okay, well, I know you have a few more items probably on your wish list. I want to help you, like I mentioned before, I want to help you build a really big wish list so we can get your kitchen just really stocked. So what are some other products that you'd like to have get for free from your party?
Well, I know I want those salad choppers you showed.
Okay.
And the mix and chop. And I really like those flexible cutting mats. And that manual food processor. I could go on and on, but those are the things I really want to get.
Okay, great. Well, those are some of our really popular products, so I'll definitely help you with that. When you get a second, just go through the catalog, circle everything that you'd like to have in your kitchen, and just look around your kitchen, see what needs replaced, and we'll help you get most of that from your show. So I want to just show you real quick in the catalog. You've seen our Host Rewards program. And really the secret of having a good show is just having lots of people there, which will equal lots of orders. So when you think about who you want to invite to your party, you really can't invite too many people because only about 1/3 to 1/2 of the people you invite are going to be able to come. And those who can't come often want to place an order. But just be sure to let everyone know that they can bring a friend, and meeting new people is what really makes that show more fun. So you want to invite at least 40 people if you can think of them, and ask everyone to bring a friend, because again, not everybody will be able to make it. So do you think you know around 30 to 40 people who you might could invite to your party?
I don't know. I've been working on my list. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close.
Okay, great. And like I said, asking people to bring a friend, that'll really just boost your attendance even more. Like I said, we want to shoot for maybe 12 to 15 confirmed guests. That way, if you have a few people to cancel that last minute, you'll still have a good crowd there. And mix the crowd, because like I said, meeting new people makes the show a lot of fun. And if you only invite people from one crowd, one event that's going on within that group might throw your show attendance off. So really invite people from every area of your life, whether it's work, church, you know, your kids' friends, your people you know through any kind of social group you're in. So we're gonna determine our method for invitations. A lot of my hosts like for me to send an e-vite for them or a mail-in invitation. What do you think your friends would prefer?
I don't know, probably email. And I can talk to a lot of them because I'm going to see a lot of them at work and at church.
Okay, you are right on track, because the most important thing is personally calling people to invite them to your show. An email or a postcard is a great way to get the information out, but when they hear from you, they'll definitely want to come to your party. So once we've got the invitations all out, I just want to let you know how the show will go. I'll just set up in your kitchen. I'll get there about 30 minutes early just to get set up and ready to go. And I'll do about a 30 to 45 minute demonstration just so your friends can see the recipe and see all of the great products that we have to offer. And then while the food's cooking, I'll share the specials that we have going on, and then everyone can eat and shop and have a good time. Does that sound like fun to you?
It does. I cannot wait.
Okay, good. Well, I promise not to take much of your time today. I just wanted to go over a few basics for you. But one more thing. Do you have your packet in front of you that I sent you or gave you at the show?
I do. It's right here.
Okay, great. Did you notice the brochure in your packet about our business opportunity?
Yeah, I have taken a look at it.
Okay, great. Well, I'm just curious. Have you ever thought about doing something like this before? Did anything in that brochure catch your attention?
I don't know. I'm just so busy right now.
Okay, well, just please take a look at that brochure before we talk again. And, this might be something that you could do for yourself, or someone you know may come to mind who'd appreciate knowing about this business. So just take a look at that. And I will just be giving you a call, and then in about a week, I'll give you a call once we've got your invitation sent out, and we can go from there. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to our show, love, and I'll talk to you soon. You heard the word choices when talking to your host. Let's break it down a little bit to explain why we did each step. If you'll notice, the first thing I did with Love was I asked her, first of all, if she had a quick minute, and then I kept the call pretty brief. The first thing I did was I asked her why she was hosting the party. People host parties for all different reasons. Sometimes they're wanting to get one specific product for free or at a discount. In this case, Love really wanted the deep covered baker. Some people really want the cookware. Some people just want a bunch of little things and they want to just really stock their kitchen. Some people don't even care about the product. They just had a really good time at the show that they met you at, and they think their friends would enjoy a party like that too. Some people are wanting to learn how to cook, maybe power cook. So you want to really appeal to what your host is most excited about. So in this case, Love was really excited about the deep covered baker. So all throughout my host coaching process, I can keep referring back to getting her that deep covered baker for free, and that's what will motivate her. So the second thing I did with Love is I talked to her about building a big guest list. And I talked to her about how she needs to invite people from all different walks of life, or all different areas of her life. And I explained to her that the way to have a successful show is to have a lot of people there, which will equal a lot of orders. So I mentioned inviting 40 people, but I didn't harp on that for a long time. What you want to keep putting in front of your host is that she wants to shoot to having 12 to 15 confirmed guests. And if she's weirded out by that, then just maybe focus on maybe 8 to 10. But by having 12 to 15 confirmed guests, that means that she will have, about 12 probably attend, because people will always cancel last minute. And then the third thing I did was I talked to her about how we would invite people, and I asked her which method of inviting that she thinks her friends would most appreciate, and she said evites. But then we also talked about personally inviting, because no matter which way you invite your guests, if your host doesn't connect with each guest and let them know that she really wants them there, she won't have a good turnout, most likely. So we want her to be personally inviting people on an individual level, whether it's through a personal call, text, email, whatever her friends would prefer. And then the last thing I did was I planted that seed with the business opportunity. I didn't push anything. I didn't, do a full-on interview right there. I just said, has she ever thought about doing something like this? And in this case, she said no, that she might be too busy, but I know that she might change her mind. And I was just planting a seed there for her so that I can talk to her about it later, maybe after the show has happened, or if she has any further interest, I would have already planted that seed. So that's the reason that we did each of those steps in there. And now I'll turn it back over to Love to finish this out.
Thanks, Courtney. Okay, I know we've covered a lot with you today, but just remember, all you have to do is follow the host coaching checklist, and everything you need to say is on this checklist. So we just covered call number 1. You want to make time to call your host each week. So I usually do my host coaching on Mondays. If you're at work on Monday and Monday night doesn't work for you, maybe Sunday afternoon works for you. But pick a time of the week that works for you every week, and you can set a goal to touch base with all of your hosts at that time each week. So maybe it is Monday, or maybe it's Sunday evening. So your host, you're going to do your first call. Then the next Sunday evening, you'll do call number 2. And I love the word choices this gives you, because on call number 2, you're going to make a point to bring up the business again and just ask if they've thought any more about doing the business. The reason I ask is I just want to let you know that we can turn this show into your grand opening show and put all the bookings from this show on your calendar to help you get started if you were interested. So just let me know. And again, you're just planting that seed and keeping that in front of her. So all of these word choices are right here on this sheet for the second call and the third call. In addition to the call, be sure at the show when you first meet her or on your first call to find out the best contact method for her. Sometimes it's through text, sometimes it's through email, sometimes it's through a Facebook message. Sometimes people don't get their voice messages because their child cleared it off the answering machine or something. So make sure you know the best method to reach her. And what I try to do each week, in addition to the phone call, is send a little follow-up. It might be a follow-up by text or a follow-up by email or follow-up by Facebook message. Whatever way she told me was the best to communicate with her. And that really keeps the show on her mind and in front of her each week. In addition to that, just remember how we talked about that that host coaching is you're really building your commission check through host coaching, and you show up at the show to pick up your check. Host coaching is really about two things. The bottom line to host coaching is getting good attendance at your show, helping your host on how to do that, and helping keep her focused on collecting outside orders, which is focused on a lot more in call 2 and call 3. That really is the bottom line to making a great show. Great attendance at the show, 12 to 15 guests makes a great show, and orders collected outside the show. We have a little formula for a $1,000 show. It's called 5-15-5, and you can share this with your host. 5 orders before the show, 15 guests in attendance at the show, and 5 orders after the show. And that formula right there is really the formula to get you close to the 25 orders. 18 to 25 orders makes a $1,000 show on average. So use that little formula with your host, 5-15-5, and remember to host coach your host so you can pick up a great commission check when you show up at the show. Bye for now.